In a small town nestled between rolling hills and dense forests, a young boy named Thomas Hale grew up with little fanfare. He was not the loudest in class, nor the most outgoing, and he certainly wasn't the most naturally gifted. But he had something far more valuable, an unshakable work ethic and a love for learning. Born to parents who worked long hours at a textile factory, Thomas learned the value of hard work early on. His mother always told him, "Success isn't in the noise people make, but in the steps they take." That lesson stayed with him. At school, Thomas was an average student. He wasn't the type to raise his hand first, nor did he stand out in competitions. But what his teachers and classmates didn't always see was how he would go home and study for hours, reading beyond what was required, solving extra problems, and slowly improving. His classmates aimed for quick success. Some excelled at sports, others in social status. But Thomas was never in a rush. He understood that true success takes time. By the time he reached high school, Thomas had developed an immense knowledge of engineering and mathematics. He wasn't a genius by birth, but through sheer dedication, he had become an expert in solving complex problems. He still didn't brag, nor did he try to outshine others. When he applied to universities, his quiet success paid off. He was awarded a full scholarship to a prestigious engineering school. After graduating, Thomas entered the corporate world, where success often meant being the loudest in the room. His colleagues rushed to take credit for projects, pushed for promotions, and sought recognition. Thomas, on the other hand, continued working diligently, letting his results speak for themselves. For years he remained unnoticed, often overshadowed by more vocal and ambitious peers. But behind the scenes, his solutions quietly transformed the company's operations, increasing efficiency and saving millions. His reports were thorough, his designs innovative, and his leadership subtle but effective. It wasn't until a major project nearly collapsed due to poor planning, one led by louder, more assertive figures, that Thomas was truly recognized. The CEO, in desperation, turned to him. Without hesitation, Thomas worked day and night, finding solutions no one else had considered. The project succeeded beyond expectations. The CEO took notice. One day, Thomas was called into a board meeting. Expecting another mundane task, he was surprised when the CEO stood up and announced, "For years, we have overlooked someone who has quietly been the backbone of this company. Today, I want to acknowledge Thomas Hale, the person who has driven real, lasting success." Thomas was offered a top executive position, not because he sought it, but because his consistent, quiet work had made him indispensable. Years later, as he sat in his home, now a respected leader in his field, Thomas reflected on his journey. He had never been the loudest or the most recognized at first, but his success was lasting, built not on noise, but on quiet, steady perseverance. His mother's words echoed in his mind. Success isn't in the noise people make, but in the steps they take. And Thomas Hale had taken every step, one quiet success at a time. This story is a reminder that success isn't always about being the loudest or the most noticed. Sometimes the most powerful success is built in silence, through dedication and quiet persistence.